Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today in this episode we are going to go over some drawings that I've just drawn up to show you a potential issue that we're going to have with this triple turbo compound setup. I've been thinking about this for a couple of months now and it's boggling my head. I've tried to run some theory, some numbers. I'm going to put a wee video in here to see what you guys think. Maybe you guys can see something I can't. Like I say, this has not been done before, so I'm just trying to create, make this happen in the most efficient manner as I possibly can. Now, I've drawn these two pictures here, and basically this one here shows you the exhaust layout of the triple turbo compound, and this shows you the intake side, the air side of the triple turbo compound. Now, I have drawn some of the details, some of the main details we'll do here. We'll talk you through to show you how the exhaust side works first. So we have the exhaust side of the engine that comes out. The exhaust gas comes up here, round here, and spins this first turbo. We've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is the turbos here. Forgive me for the drawings, I'm just sort of sketching these out. But yes, the exhaust gas comes around here and it spins this turbo. This turbo, the outlet of this turbo, then comes around here and starts spinning these next two turbos. These are the big turbos, this is a small turbo. For reference, this is a G30-770 and this is two GTX 3582s. This thing can flow around about, tops out 700 odd, maybe 750 horsepower. These ones will do 850 each tops. But anyway, the exhaust gas currently comes round here, spins this turbo up, spools this up, makes boost really fast. These ones are obviously lazier. This here is the straight gate I've got, the waste gate. And what this does is basically bypasses this turbo to control the boost level instead of your usual style wastegate, which is like this wastegate's here. This is just basically a butterfly valve. So what happens here is when this gets to the desired turbo speed, this opens up and the exhaust gas comes round here, round, and feeds into these ones too. So we have the outlet of the small turbo and the bypass here, which comes around and spools these two bigger turbos. These two bigger turbos have individual wastegates on them too. These are just vacuum. This is actually electric, using a BMW B58 actuator that'll be run for this. So this is fully configurable. These will just run like normal wastegates. Boost coming off the top of these turbos will go to these gates and they'll open at the spring rate that I want. Say for instance 1.5 bar. Now this is the intake side of it, where we have the air coming in these turbos. It sucks in, it gets compressed with these turbos, and these turbos then feed into the face of the small turbo, and then the small turbo multiplies the boost and it comes around here through my intercooler and up into the intake. So the issue I am having, as you can see I've put an arrow here, this compressor housing itself, the outlet of this is 2 inches. Now these flow so much air, we're not talking about boost here, we're talking about CFM of air, which I'll be targeting around about 16 to 1800 CFM of air. When this, say 1600 CFM of air coming in the inlet of this turbo, trying to squeeze through this neck, which is 2 inches, is going to be above Mach 1, it's going to be above the speed of sound. Now when you get past Mach 1, I think it would be like, I calculated like Mach 1.2 or something like that. Once you get past the speed of sound, the actual speed that would have to flow, the heat here would be absolutely insane. And as we know, boost pressure is just a result of a restriction. So these things here are going to restrict off these. These are going to make quite a bit of boost, but because this is a multiplication of this boost, the outlet of this gets out of control. It would make a ridiculous amount of boost. We all like to joke, you know, 9 bar of boost, 10 bar of boost, but you know that just breaks shit. We don't want that. The downside to having too much boost is things like your fuel pressure regulator. If I made 6 bar of boost here and it's 3 bar on my fuel pressure regulator. That fuel pressure regulator is going to see 9 bar of fuel pressure on 3 electric pumps. It's a lot of pressure, which is going to reduce the flow massively. So having too much boost is not good, for various reasons, but that's one of them. So yeah, this is the issue I'm having here. This is going to choke the turbo setup. The reason I moved away from single turbo, as you guys have probably seen, I was single turbo. The single turbo works great. However, the problem with single turbo is I use a trans brake for my car. Now, a transmission brake, a trans brake catapults my car. It makes a world of difference. Just now my 60 foots are really slow, the wheels spin, there's all sorts of issues because I'm just clutch dropping the car. However, I've got a trans brake. I would love to use it again like I did when it was Honda K-Series. The issue I have is with the single turbo being so big to make that 1200 horsepower is quite laggy, so we don't have boost or power down in this area. Now I need to be in this sort of area to get the car on the trans brake, which is a physical fluid coupling as such. You need to overpower the torque converter to get it up and flash past that stall speed to get it up on the trans brake fully loaded. Now with the big turbo, some people use nitrous, but on my car, even with nitrous, it still wouldn't go in the trans brake, hence the compound turbo. Compound turbo setup comes up really quick with a small turbo. The boost here is on trans brake, ready to launch. As the big turbos come on, same sort of thing, you know, the boost will just hold nicely, but you've got a massive boost curve here throughout your RPM, which gives you great everything really. There is downsides to compound as well. I'm not going to deny that. Now, the issue I had here, as we said, with the restriction of this turbo here, the outlet here, is this pipe here. This is going to be too small, and you can't just weld on a 3-inch outlet because it's actually if you can imagine the curvature of the blades here, the compressor wheel, I think it's called a volute. That part there is actually going to be the next restrictive part inside the actual compressor housing itself. So you can't change that. I could change the outlet, can't change that though. It's the same thing. It's going to be too much of a restriction for the CFM I'm requiring. Now I came up with this idea. Again, I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. This is another electronic throttle body. So the idea here would be spool the car up, target turbo speed on this to get this boost in to maybe 2 and a bit bar, and when this thing's spooled up, start to crack this thing nice and early to bring these online. And when these start making decent boost to like 1.5 bar, which 1.5 to 1.8 bar should flow enough for 1300 horsepower, I'll open this up. However, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get very, very hard to control this. I've just draw a picture here. It's obviously not to scale or nothing like that, but you know, the first turbo coming on, it's going to boost quite high, maybe 2.5 bar, and then when this thing opens, the boost is going to drop down, drop back down again. So the problem I'm having with the whole car, the whole setup, and this is why I'm not been out testing and stuff, is I need to build this setup and then figure out how the hell I'm going to control it. I need to control this one so this doesn't overspeed this turbo. I need to control this one so it doesn't bleed off the boost that this one's making back down this side, you know, if these are not making enough boost. But these have to spool up without putting too much pressure into this one, because this one will multiply the boost from here. So that's the issue I'm having with the car just now, is the restriction I've got on this little G30 is going to be too high for the top end flow of these two turbos, and I'm just trying to figure out a strategy and control to be able to open this electric throttle body and control this electric wastegate in conjunctions with each other, so it's not a massive drop in boost, and it's, you know, it's going to be quite tricky. But I just thought I'd put this video up to see if any of you guys maybe thought of a different way that I could either control this or set this up. And some of you keen eyes will start to look at this setup and be like, realise that's not a compound turbo setup. That is actually more like a sequential setup. It's like a semi-compounded sequential setup, with the first stage being compounded, then it being sequential from here on onwards. Like I say, this setup probably shouldn't ever exist, but and it's very complex, that's why it doesn't. However, I feel like if I could get this to work between these two, it's going to have a wild power band from literally nothing all the way up to wherever I want to rev it to. So that's kind of where I was at, guys. Bit of an update. There's been slow progress on RX-7, but I will get back to it. It's just figuring this stuff out is quite complicated, but as always, the theory gets you in the ballpark, the testing tells you the truth. With all the other compound turbo setups and single turbo setups I've done, it's been the same case. I feel like this is probably going to be the same. I'm maybe overthinking something, but yeah, let me know how you think. My boys, you guys take care, stay safe, and we'll catch you in the next vid.